Our final breakfast, right? What are we having?
Baked eggs, bacon,
chocolate chip scones, and pumpkin spice waffles.
You're the baker.
Yep.
You're the baker. You love the baking and you love the cooking. Yeah, you're a perfect team.
we work well together.
Yes, you do. I just have to show this. Look at that. That's like 5-star restaurant in our scones.
Is een naam te borgsig war, jette drikke voorgezorg, gute lere astagan, favi ma is een naam. Amen.
Finish breakfast and leave. I have a special thing that I want to do for Will. Will has had the most difficult journey of all because he had to make the extremely difficult decision to leave the trail, especially after 8 miles of pain after his knee was injured. And he's also endured listening to all of us talk about the trail and goals and enjoyment and everything. But all that means is that his journey this year is just going to be different. His path is going to be somewhat undecided, but I want to nudge him in a direction that I think he's extremely talented in, and that's teaching. So I have a special gift for you, Will. This is a book written by a student of mine who, after he graduated, went to college, founded a small school in Vermont for 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. And it's an incredible school. It limits it to 30 students, and he is intimately involved in the teaching and planning and everything. He would be a kindred spirit to you. Now I have to give a little bit more story about the book. Some years ago, probably 10 or 12 years ago, I did an outward bound trip. And one of the young people on the trip was named Joe. And when Tal, the author of the book, came and talked about it at our school, I bought a book for Joe, and Tal endorsed it to Joe. And then when I reached out to Joe later, because I wondered his address and everything, he never responded. So this book is signed by the author, endorsed to Joe. So I added my own endorsement to you. But the message that he sent on to Joe applies to you also. I don't know whether you will go on to be a teacher, although you're extremely talented. Your way of thinking is make an incredible difference to kids. I don't know whether you'll ever go on and found a school, but the purpose is not to do that. It's just to say that I see in you the makings of a fine teacher.
Well, thank you very much.
And this morning, Saturday, we say goodbye to your home in the woods as we pack up and head out to Concord, North Carolina. We're out on the trail making progress. We've just done the first mile of our day. Is it day 10 or day 9? I don't know. But it's Saturday, and at the beginning of this video, it will tell you what day it is. But we are about 45 degrees, and we are in the clouds and mist, and I think it might be like this most of the day. We may get some rain. So we're just prepared. We're going up 4,000 feet today, which is our biggest elevation gain, but it's just kind of a slow, steady progress all day. So we're pacing ourselves. We're trying to keep the same pace going uphill as we are downhill, and trying to keep it to about 2 miles an hour, so that by the end of the day, our bodies are not feeling exhausted. And all 3 of us are grateful for how well our bodies are holding up so far, and very appreciative. We are the old crew of the Dirty Dozen, and we're all feeling good.
Hello.
Morning. Is Trigger and Spinner?
Morning. So one of the important things we keep in mind as we're hiking along and wearing our bodies down each day is that the
straining of the muscles and we're climbing up and down, we actually create micro tears in our muscles and they get sore. And the actual recovery process is where your strengthening comes from. And the stretching we do and putting our legs up against the wall for 10 minutes or a tree when we're out in the woods, as well as just the massaging to keep the blood flow going, helps in that recovery process. And so you don't want to end up going into camp totally exhausted, falling into a pile, and then not taking care of your body, because it's that recovery where your strength comes from.
We're seeing bear activity here. This is bears digging in the ground. What are they digging for, Bob? Do you know?
Grubs.
Voles.
Voles and grubs. So not seeing any fur here, but we saw fur the other day. Right on the side of the trail.
Yep.
Spinner and Trigger and I just made it to the state border. I stepped into North Carolina quickly and then came back over to Georgia for the video, but feels like our first big accomplishment to me. I know Blood Mountain was a big accomplishment, but today this feels pretty legit. Feeling good, and a lot of uphill today. It's a big day, 12 miles with the full pack, but we're doing it and we're getting it done. 4,000 feet of elevation gain, guys. We're doing it well. Yep. And on to the shelter we go. All right, we are coming down the second hill before we finish today. We've got one more incline. If my face looks red, it's because we have just worked our tail feathers off. North Carolina gave us a very aggressive greeting. Probably the first time that I have really huffed and puffed up a hill so far on this trip. So we're about 1.5 miles to camp and we'll be there soon. Well, that is a sight for sore eyes. The trail is coming to an end for the day. We got a blue blaze coming up and we think that's our campsite. So hang in there. We're almost there. We stopped and we got some water, although it doesn't look like we needed to because it looks like there's plenty of water here. Go gingerly across this so I don't end up in it. Shelter. And I see a shelter right up above us. With some people already at it. But I'm guessing there's going to be room. I'll check back in later. Muskrat Creek shelter. Spinner and I are having our dinner. Couscous
Leftovers.
and chicken.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yum. And I had black beans and rice. Fritos. Having a little tea from Serenity Tea Shop. We're gonna head to bed soon. Probably our toughest day of hiking so far. We had about 4,000 feet of elevation gain, which was very doable, but it was difficult. And a lot of the difficulty came after we crossed into the North Carolina border. So it was really the last 3 miles of the day that we pushed ourselves and really had a lot of steep uphill. And 4,000 feet in a day is big. It's a big day. So tomorrow we plan to go the same distance, but shorter elevation gain, about 2,000 feet up and down each. And we had a good day, productive day. We got into camp around 3 o'clock and the shelter was full. So we have pitched our tents and our hammocks and are enjoying a comfortable evening, just getting warm and cozy. It's pretty cold out tonight and tomorrow's supposed to be rainy, and then after that it's supposed to start lifting and we should have a few sunny days as we head across into Franklin and further into North Carolina.